Here we go. Spoiler alert, audience. Hi, everybody. Big day today. She's still here, everybody. Still here. I love you. Hi, everybody. There they are. That's what Tuesday looks like today. Good morning. And welcome to the show. It's going to be a fun day. Thank you, everybody. Here we go. It's going to be fun today. Chipper on the camera. Hey, welcome to the show. Have a seat. Let's get started. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Here we go. We're going to have fun because the cast of one of my favorite shows is here today. I'm so looking forward to today's show, and it all kicks off with this. Ladies and gentlemen, Kendall is still recovering from her knee surgery, so please say hello to Miss Shane Wells over there. Hello, Shane!
Good morning. I thought you were going to do the thing where, like, he'll read anything in prompter because it always says Kendall in there. You know?
I know.
And so you're like, Kendall
No,
is
I know.
still out.
I know, I was almost at a Ron Burgundy.
So close.
Yeah, Ron Burgundy? Yeah, no. I do. I look over and I'm like, that's not Kendall. That's our buddy Shane.
She'll be back soon.
She'll be back, what, probably Friday? Thursday or Friday. She'll be back. If you haven't watched in a couple days, you're like, is Shane back? No. We're borrowing her for a couple days. And Kendall had knee surgery. So she's recovering, and she's watching right now from her couch. Hi, sweetheart. We miss you, and we can't wait to see you on Friday. Big show. Really excited. This is one of those days I joke where I'm like, oh, this is really fun to have your own talk show because I'm so excited. Oprah calls it like a full circle moment. When I was in school, I did a senior project where I directed the play Steel Magnolias. And it starred all of my friends. My best friend Ange was Shelby. And now, full circle moment, the Guthrie is presenting Steel Magnolias. And today, the entire cast is here with us. Almost. Truvy had some hair appointments, so Truvy will not be here, but the rest of the cast is here. So now, Shane, we covered this yesterday. You have seen Steel Magnolias, right?
Indeed, I have.
Good.
Are you proud? But you know who hasn't?
Who?
Dad.
Producer Ted has not seen, the lover of Hallmark movies has not seen one of the ultimate...
Yay, I'm not the one being booed. Sorry,
One
Ted.
of the ultimate tearjerkers is Steel Magnolias. It's so good. And I have so many questions. We're going to have some fun with them. The great Sally Wingert is part of the cast. Yeah. I love her. Hey, speaking of great people, sometimes, I get notes about special people in the audience, and I want to say hi. Someone is a great-grandma in the audience. Say hi to Marge up there from Arizona. Yeah. She's here from Arizona. My goodness. Well, Marge is probably like, who is this guy? Yeah, anyway. I love you, Marge. Well, I got a little, before we get started with the hot dish, I have a consumer tip that I want to prevent anyone from doing this to their phone. If you have an iPhone, this is a little warning to you. They did like a software upgrade, and now when you go in your emails, if you like slide your finger, it highlights all of your emails really easily. So I woke up from my nap yesterday because I have a little bit of a cough, so I'm a little under the weather, so I'm napping a lot. So I woke up from the nap and my thumb accidentally highlighted all of my emails, and then it pressed delete all. And I deleted every single email. Every single email, and I have 4 email boxes. I have the Fox email address, I have the MyTalk email account, I have my personal email account, and another business email account. Gone. Now here's where you can learn from dummy here. So I freaked out and I'm like, oh my goodness, and I went to search for something. Don't do anything else. If this happens to you, if you shake your iPhone, now I'm not joking, if you shake your iPhone, an undo button will come up, and you can press undo, and it will bring everything back. But I did one step, and then so it was going to undo. Yeah.
So it's gone, or can you?
They're in the archives. So I spent last night watching Dancing with the Stars, going like this. Okay, move, move. Yeah. It was
Goodness.
So. Please learn from me. Be careful. And Apple fixed that. It's way easy now to delete. I don't like that. Yeah. So be careful, everybody. I know.
What a horrible way to wake up from a nap.
It's a horrible. So if anyone sent me an email in the last 4 months, go ahead and resend that. Yeah. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Wish this was bourbon or something today. Anyway, yeah, for my throat. Maybe next time. Yeah. First up, last week we told you about this. Jimmy Kimmel's annual plea for video submissions. He wanted parents to tell their kids, he does this every year, that they ate all of their Halloween candy and then film their kids' reaction. Well, he got all the videos, and last night he revealed some of the best clips. Here we go.
I ate all your candy.
I'm gonna call the police.
Oh my God.
I'm running my candy. When I was gonna go on.
You have a mouthful of candy right now, and you're crying about more candy.
I'm gonna keep it.
Stop, wait. Chew what's in your mouth. I don't understand you.
Jimmy Kimmel told me to trick you.
Who's that? It's Jimmy Pickle. Don't get mad at Mom. It's just Jimmy Pickle. That's his fault. If I ever.
Wow. Okay. Now, we always roll the highlights of this every year, and inevitably, we'll get like 7 emails from very sweet, well-intentioned people. They're like, Jason, this is so mean to the kids. As a parent, Shane, what do you feel? You made a really good point in our meeting. It's probably not for every kid. You know, you got to gauge how your kid reacts to stuff like this.
You know your child.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ever do that to Karis because I know how much that would hurt her. Till, he probably wouldn't care, so it would be funny. But yeah, you got to know your own kid and trust that you're making the right decision for them.
I know. My mom played a horrible joke on me during Christmas and said that Santa
Last year?
Said this was last year. And said, yeah. Whatever, I still get Christmas presents, whatever. Good one. Touche on that one, yeah. No, but she said I had to be, well, it was during the He-Man era, so I was probably around 10 or 10. And she looks at me and she goes, oh, I have horrible news. This was right before I went to bed for Christmas Eve. She goes, I have horrible news. She goes, Santa isn't coming to Michigan City tonight. And this was my hometown, and I went, what? She goes, yeah. She goes, Santa can't find Michigan City. And I was like, why? Doesn't he have like maps or whatever? And then so she let me stew in this because the year before I snuck out of my room and tried to catch Santa in the act. So it was revenge. But then that was the most magical year ever. So I finally fell asleep after staying up until like 2 o'clock in the morning watching the Newlywed Game. And then I finally woke up and I opened up my bedroom door. Look at this, I could cry. I'm 45 and I'll never forget this. I opened up my bedroom door and Santa had put all of the presents right in front of my door. I opened the door and it was like, holy crap! I mean, the presents just kind of spilled in. Yeah, it was great. Most magical in our little hallway in our little ranch house. It was like the presents were stacked about this and it was great. But Dar got revenge, let me tell you, yeah. Next in the dish, speaking of Halloween, Jessica Biel was on with Corden and they chatted about her Halloween costume. Look at this.
You went dressed as your husband, Justin Timberlake, in NSYNC. And here's your microphone. How did this come together? Was he amused by this?
This was his idea.
Great.
This was all his ideas. You're gonna do this. I was working in New York, so I literally was flying back on Halloween night. I had missed my flight, and the whole crew of all of our friends, being the band members, were waiting on me to get there, and I was late. So my friends threw my outfit in the car. I went from the airport. I changed in the car. But I surprised Justin because I remembered we had that exact jumpsuit that he wore in storage.
You're right. Here it is.
So
this
we
is him
pulled it
wearing
out,
it. Look.
And it was the real one.
It's for real. The real jumpsuit.
It's the real jumpsuit.
That is real ugly. What were we thinking in the late 90s? Really? Anyway, James joked that if he suggested to his wife that she dress up as him, she'd leave him. Yeah, anyway. This is, we discussed this too in our meeting. This is nothing against the lovely Jessica Biel. I think she's pretty. I think she's talented. I think she's smart. Shane would have been a much better wife for Justin Timberlake. That's right, yes. Yeah.
They're just clap. It's okay.
Yeah, clap.
I agree.
Yeah. The audience, please. The audience isn't for sure they should clap. They should clap because...
Well, I am his still #1 fan, but quite obsessed. Got myself in the Super Bowl room before they removed me last year.
Yeah. Shane was forcibly removed by U.S. Bank Stadium security. Yeah.
There's always
kidding. But I'm just saying, I think you would have been a lovely, lovely wife to Justin Timberlake.
I 100% agree with you.
Were you obsessed? This is when you lived in Waka Waka, Washington, right? That's in the,
Well, see, you're confusing Walla Walla, Washington and Wenatchee, Washington.
Oh, I put them together. Waka Waka, Washington,
Very. Like my yearbook, my junior year, every inscription to me was about Justin. That's how crazy apparently I was. I don't remember all that.
You worked at the Buckle in Waka Waka, Washington. That's right, That sounds like a Hallmark movie. Anyway.
Could have been.
Great show. Get another cup of coffee. We'll be back after this. Coming up in just a little bit, more hot dishes coming straight out of the oven. We're getting down to the last few couples on Dancing with the Stars, which means difficult eliminations. And last night was no exception. Then our special guest, or should I say special guests for the hour, are covered in 2 shades of blush and bashful. Straight from Truvies, the cast of Steel Magnolias at the Guthrie will join us live for the hour. I can't wait. That's coming up.
But I love that it resonates, with little girls and apparently middle-aged men as well. I was right, come on, yes. No, but I was on the plane actually on my way here, and I walked to go to the toilet, and a middle-aged man was watching it, and so I thought I'd do the cool thing. I was like, it's a good movie, trying to be that was me. But I completely forgot that I had this mask on, this humidifier mask, and my hood up. So obviously he had no idea. I think yeah.
So you were gonna go up to this man and say, "It's a good movie," dressed like
this.
this.
But that's how I looked. Because it's so
dry.
Dry on the plane, and it just keeps all the humidity in. But anyway, this poor guy.
So you wear a hazmat suit on the plane? Oh my God! Looks like you're trying to, steal ET for.
By the way, he was just and he was.
You're like,
he was just he was okay, thank you, and I was like.
Good movie, right? Ha ha ha. That's Naomi Scott, who played Princess Jasmine in the live-action Aladdin on Fallon last night. Speaking of live-action stuff, the live-action Little Mermaid is on tonight on ABC. Are you gonna watch?
Kara's dressed as Ariel for Halloween, so we are all in tonight.
Yeah, I'm curious. I hope. Because, the little promo, some of them make it look like an SNL skit. So I hope not, you know what I mean? I hope it looks a little goofy. I don't know, but I'm going to watch it because I love The Little Mermaid. But Queen Latifah's Ursula.
A good cast.
Yeah, and
Moana is Ariel.
And Alicia Florrick's son in The Good Wife plays Prince Eric. So, I don't know. I love The Good Wife. Whatever. I love The Good Wife. Oh, that's right. Aaron Schwab is so mad at me. Because I got her watching The Good Wife, and now she hasn't talked to her husband in a month. Because that's all she's doing is watching The Good Wife. It's a great show. You can see it on Hulu. More hot dish for you this morning. It was another week of Dancing with the Stars. And once again, Once again, teleprompter roll up, please. Once again, it was a shocking elimination. But before we reveal who went home, it is time for... Spoiler alert! There were a couple perfect scores last night. One from former Fifth Harmony singer Allie Brooke, and the other from James Vanderbeek. Here's a little bit of both.
Sturdy.
No, I always worry about that pulling and spinning move. You know what I mean?
By her head.
I worry about her little arms coming out of her socket. You know what I mean? I don't
want to go to a chiropractor just watching that.
I know. That scares. There's a name for it. Gene Burston told us, and I can't think of what that move is called. But
the death spin.
It scares the daylights out of me. Well, despite the perfect score, Allie Brooke was actually in the bottom 2.
No. Show.
It's not really about dancing.
Good.
It's a popularity contest. It's junior high lunchroom all over again. Another pair we like to keep a close eye on is Hannah B. and local guy Alan Burston. They performed. We love Alan. Now they can dance. They really can dance. They did the quick step. Look at this.
Well, she was an American girl, raised on promises. Couldn't help thinking that there was a little more to life somewhere else. After all, it was a great big world with lots of places to run to.
Pretty good. The pair got 2 10s and a 9, and again avoided the bottom 2, and will stick around for another week. Every time I hear American Girl, I think Silence of the Lambs.
Wait, what?
I don't mean to bring the party down, but I mean the songs in that song's in Silence of the Lambs. Right before Buffalo Bill takes the senator's daughter. Yeah, I love this movie. I'm sorry, I love the movie. The judges seem audience. The judges seem to be. You know it's a good movie. The judges seem to be losing patience with Sean Spicer. He performed a jazz dance to the song "Come Sail Away." He got the lowest score of the night, which included a 6. A score not usually given this late in the season. But once again, viewers came out in strong numbers for him, saving him from the bottom 2 again. Kate Flannery actually went home last night. Again, not a political statement. I don't care who he worked for. Kate is a better dancer. I mean,
everyone there is a better dancer.
Yes!
It's true.
Not being mean, but...
And again, did you notice his set and all his dancers? They are throwing all the extras at him to help make up for.
To be fair, they always
talent.
do that with the dancer that's not the best. They always throw a lot of pips.
Pizzazz, fireworks. Like, don't look at him. Look at this.
Little Gladys Knight reference. Thank you to the 2 people who know the pips. But and Aaron too. Yeah. Next in the dish, Trevor Noah visited Howard Stern, and Howard pressed him on his personal life. You know, Trevor keeps very, very private, and I love that actually about him. He's not married, but is not opposed to marriage. He is, however, opposed to something that usually comes with marriage. Look at this.
I'm a big advocate for not living together ever, even if you're married.
Really?
I think...
Let me hear this.
I think one of the biggest reasons people get divorced and relationships break up is because of this cohabiting bullshit we've come to believe is the way relationships are supposed to be.
I'm going to recommend a relationship with Robin Quivers for you.
Oh my God!
No, but you understand what I'm saying.
I'm the person who doesn't want to live with anybody.
No, but you understand what I'm saying, and that's good. But that's what I'm saying. That's good for you. You cannot tell me that everyone was designed to live the same way.
Not everyone.
And that's why I'm saying our intimacy can be expressed in different ways.
What's going to happen with you? I wonder.
I don't know, and that's what's beautiful.
Well, this tip of applause. This started quite an interesting conversation on the radio show. My buddy Alexis made the point of like, then why get married? Because, I mean, when you think of being married, but then within 5 seconds, we got an email from a woman. I'm not going to identify her. She's like, I'm in my 50s. I'm on my second marriage, and my husband lives in one house, and I live in the other, and it's beautiful. And she goes, we get along so much better than I did with my first husband when we were, living in the same house. So what say you?
Well, think about some of the things that make you angry, too, like when certain clothes are left in certain places or these things. You can't criticize that anymore, those little tiny nitpicky things. I mean, I don't think it's for everybody, but until you try it, maybe you can't knock it.
There's that scene in Sex and the City 2, horrible movie. But anyway, where Carrie and Big have a night where they spin apart. We did, about a year ago, I was realizing that I'm an only child and I lived by myself until my mid-30s, so hashtag know thyself. I need independence. I need alone time. And it's not really a character flaw, but I recognize it in myself. And I had to go to Colin and say, I kind of need a night. I need to reconnect with my friends. So on Tuesdays, tonight, I have a girls' night. And I got to tell you, it's been the best thing that I've done for us and for myself. Because it gives me, so when I do come home, I'm excited to see them. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying live apart, but it is.
You need your own things.
Living together is hard. I don't care if you're dating. It's because again, it's the leaving the towels on the bathroom floor or leaving shoes by the front door when the closet is right there. You know what I mean?
I do.
Front door, closet. Not a problem in my house. Next in the dish. Next in the dish, it's the latest sign of our time. Seth Meyers is out with a new Netflix special. And Seth is giving viewers a choice. What do I mean? Well, his stand-up special is called Lobby Baby. And it includes jokes about his personal life, but also a segment about the president. And viewers who don't want to watch that part can skip it. Seth says he realizes some people may be burned out by politics, so he asked Netflix if they could come up with a bypass option. The button will pop up in much the same way as when you can bypass opening credits on Netflix with that little thing that comes up at the bottom right of your screen. The special, by the way, is out today. I have two different trains of thought on this. First, I think to myself, oh, that's cool. That's convenient. But I must be honest in saying my other train of thought is I find it a little sad. I find it a little sad that no matter what side of the fence you're on, that we've become so tribal and polarized that we can't find real jokes funny anymore, that we're so sensitive about it. And I get it. But I got to tell you, like, my family was a big Bill Clinton supporter in the 90s. But girl, we laughed our butts off with Leno's jokes about him during the different scandals. I just mean, it makes me sad that we're so polarized now. But we are. So if I was Netflix, I would do this too. Your thought?
I was just going to say, it's everywhere. Our politics are seeping into our favorite shows.
That's why we don't do it here. Yeah.
You just don't want to hear about it once in a while. Shut it off.
Yep.
So, yeah, I can see why that would be a useful tool for many.
For the 800th time I've said that's why we do not. I don't even like to say the word politics. But we have to, yeah. Still ahead. We don't. We want everyone to feel welcome. There we go. We're devoting the rest of the show, oh, I could cry. We're devoting the rest of the show to Steel Magnolias. 30 years after the movie debuted, the play is center stage at the Guthrie. The cast will be here when we return. Back after this, Malin, Shelby, Weezer. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be a fun day. Well, if you want to find out all the gossip in town, all you got to do is head to the beauty salon. And that's exactly what happens in the play Steel Magnolias, which debuted at the Guthrie over the weekend. Joining us from the cast first, they'll all be out a little bit, but we needed to talk to Shelby and Malin first. Give it up for Melissa Maxwell, who plays Malin, and Nicole King, who plays Shelby, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for being here. What a great audience.
Oh, they're fantastic. Yeah. Well, let's start there. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the Guthrie debut for both of you. Am I right on that one? I always talk when there are traveling actors that come into our city. I always talk about the audiences here in Minnesota. How have they been for you guys?
Phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. I don't know what is the norm for your audiences, but I just thought, the show is so beloved. I think that they come ready to love it.
Yes. I like that. Yes.
It has little to do with us. We just have to stay out of the way and not mess it up.
Absolutely.
That's my feeling.
Are you finding the same thing?
Oh yeah, you guys are like the last character, and it's fabulous when the last character is like, I love being here.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
And there's something about the Guthrie, isn't it? I mean, it's just majestic
Stunning,
almost. It's a little
yes.
overdramatic, but it really is a majestic
I don't
place.
think that's overly dramatic. I mean, I don't think I've been to an institution where so much thought and care has been put into the audience's interaction with the building, and that's pretty cool.
I said, yeah, absolutely. I said, and I'll repeat it. I'll repeat it for the rest of the cast. But I said to them off camera, I said, I wondered if it was going to be a detriment to me seeing the show because I'm such a fan. I've seen the movie so many times. I know the place so well. And I said it wasn't, and it wasn't because of you guys. It was you ladies did such a good job. I forgot about Julia. I forgot about Sally.
Yeah.
So when you approach a role like this in a play, as you said, beloved, what is your strategy? Do you not rewatch the movie? Do you watch the movie or perhaps a YouTube clip of their performances to kind of outline your character, or what do you do?
I do not watch anything because I don't want to have that an impression of that on me,
Even accidentally.
Even accidentally, because I'm not Sally Fields. I have to be Malin. And so I'm not trying to recreate something someone else has done, and I have to find out what is the honest chemistry and relationship between us based on the text. So I don't look back and see that.
Same for you?
Well, I'd never seen the movie, and then I had that moment where I got cast, and I was like, do I do it?
Oh, what did you do?
I did it.
You did it. You did it.
I did it. And I'm
Okay, do you regret it?
I do not. Well, I think that Julia Roberts has a light that translates deeply. I mean, there was a wonderful interview about when Robert Harling first met Julia. She walked in the room and he was like, wow, there's that light. So that translated to me, and that's all I needed. And then I forgot it. And then I got to play with these wonderful women, and it's been a delight.
And I got to tell you, and a compliment to you specifically, because you, my dear friend, played Malin in the thing that in the play that I did, and Malin is tricky because again, you think of Sally, your take on her was so fantastic and so you, and I that's it's a hard thing to do, and because she's such a great character, but your nuances and your turning of a phrase, you really made this role yours. And I just applaud you because it's a great character.
My main focus in it, because it is a comedy, but I can't go in just playing it for the laughs. My main focus is the mother-daughter relationship. And for me, my journey is a mother who desperately wants to hold on to her daughter, but must let go.
Right. Yeah.
And so that's what I'm focused on.
Well, that was Malin. Who was Shelby to you when you were trying to craft her?
Sure.
Who is Shelby? Especially for people that haven't seen. There's a whole generation. I was thinking, there are people on the staff that are like, I've never seen the movie. I'm like, how are you working here and never seen the movie?
Oh my God.
You should be fired. But anyway, no. But you all know who you work with. I have seen them. But who is Shelby to you?
Oh gosh, she's that person who walks in the room and the light of her was the biggest part of the director's vision.
Yeah.
And she has this wonderful idea of an inspiration of breath, being like, God, and just falling in love with life, because a person who has, and for the people who haven't seen it, sort of tasted what death may or may not be at a young age, has a different relationship with life. And so she really, I think, has a fabulous perspective of living day to day and seeing the person across from her as the most important person in the room at any given moment.
And for people who do not know, the play, you hear about the men. There are no men. This is a full woman show, and I love this. Oh, no. But what I love about it is the whole production, it is women power, tip
the
to
entire
tail.
design team. The only man in the room was our stage manager.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and you should know also that our director, Lisa Rothe, had never seen the movie, had never seen the play, had never read the play.
Still has not.
So,
Oh, that is fantastic. What was it like? Because, the show, the story is really about the chemistry of these women. What was it like working? I mean, I'm looking at them right over there. There's Sally. Lord, there's Sally. What is it like working with this? Did you guys click instantly?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
We went to beauty parlors
Yes.
for rehearsal time, and we spent an afternoon just sort of sharing with each other intimate details of our lives.
Yes, we had a meal together.
had a
That's
meal
always a really
together,
great
yeah.
way to get to know people.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Talking over eating is the best thing to do.
It
yes,
is.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, they're sticking around because after the break, we're talking with the women who play Clary, Annelle, and Weezer. That's right. When we come back after this.
You should broaden your horizons.
You broaden your horizons your way, and I will broaden my horizons mine.
I'm going to support the arts in this area.
I'll write a check. I support art. I just don't have to see it.
It wouldn't hail lift you.
Clary, can I get one thing straight with you? I do not see plays because I can nap at home for free. And I don't see movies because they're trash. And they got nothing but naked people in them. And I don't read books because if they're any good, they're going to make them into a miniseries.
That's right. Still kind of true at times. That's a clip from the movie Steel Magnolias, which starred Sally Field, Dolly Parton, Shirley MacLaine, Daryl Hannah, and Olympia Dukakis, and of course, Julia Roberts. And it debuted 30 years ago. As I said, the play, I know y'all, I'm sorry I had to say it. The play is at the Guthrie through December 15th. Give it up for the rest of the cast. Adeline, who plays Annelle, Amy Van Nostrand, who plays Clary, and Sally Wingert, who plays Weezer. I should say Truvy couldn't be here today. She has a lot of appointments. I don't know if you ladies knew, but Sally and I were married in the 80s, right, Sally? We don't usually talk about it, yeah.
On the down low, as they say.
That's the audience, Sally. Audience doesn't know if we're kidding or not. We're kidding, audience. We really weren't, yeah. Adeline, let me start with you. I always like to start or end with a compliment, and I will say, as I was talking about what Malin and Shelby was like for me, in the movie, I've seen this so many times that Annelle is, and I must say this, my least favorite character. You turned that around for me. I'm not kidding. You literally, and I wasn't alone. I'm nosy, and I listened to conversations in the intermission. You turned it around for not just me and my husband, a lot of people. You are fantastic. You did such a good job.
Thank you.
As I asked the other ladies, who is Annelle to you? Because she's interesting. Yeah.
She is. I love that woman. I think her role in the show is important. I think because she's this outsider that comes in, and one of the threads of the play that is very moving to me from the outside when I read the play is how these other women respond to her, how they take her in, how they and in a certain way, I think Annelle at the beginning is the audience.
Because everyone's been in that situation where you're new to a job or new to a whatever.
Right,
yeah.
and she's meeting all of these women for the first time as the audience is meeting them. And so, and I find her sort of constant transformation very endearing. And as someone who, in terms of the things Annelle believes, I don't believe the same things in a lot of ways, but I believe in her spirit. I think she's a good lady.
She's a good egg.
I think she's a good egg.
Yeah. Amy?
Yes.
When I think of Clary, I think of sassy. I just think she is the one, she kind of is the straw that stirs the drink. Who is she to you?
Well, she gossips just a little bit.
That's right.
She enjoys a good story.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a widow, a recent widow who's starting a new chapter of her life. And I think that's kind of a wonderful journey because she doesn't know where she's going, but she has this wonderful network of people who are her friends and who are in a safe place with her. And so she can come and share with them.
I think she represents to people watching the person that's going through a change in some
Absolutely.
way. She's buying a radio station.
Absolutely.
She is wanting to broaden her horizons. I think she represents to the audience the person who maybe is going through some sort of different path in life.
Well, when you've been married for a long time and all of a sudden your husband dies, or some huge life change
Who are you?
happens.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, you're alone. You have to reinvent yourself and your life, and that's true for a lot of people.
How fun are those lines?
Oh,
because you've done, all of you have done so many plays. This play is a bucket, an never-ending bucket of one-liners. How great is that?
We sort of feel like the clowns.
I'll get to you, Sally.
But it's true. It's true. I mean, there are, the people who the story is about, the person coming in, the mother and daughter, and then there are send in the clowns.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
right there.
And it's too much fun. It's a little bit too much fun.
A little bit.
Sally?
A little bit.
Yeah.
How's Weezer? How
okay,
fun?
I so resent you playing that Shirley MacLaine clip.
Why?
Because first of all,
you know I love you more than my luggage. Thank you.
Isn't that a good line?
That's the best line. I say it all the time.
Oh my God. Okay, I've never seen it.
Well, you should have told the producer, Sally.
And not only that, but as soon as I hear Shirley MacLaine do something, that's how I'm going to want to do it.
No.
Yes, sure, of course.
No,
so I just la 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 la.
No, Sally.
Okay.
You are Sally Wingard. Come on.
Right. Oh, okay.
No. How is she? What is it like for? How beautiful is this character for you?
Well, first of all, you can be so pissy in this part.
Yes.
You can get your crabby yayas out.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that feistiness. I love also that she's got this sort of marshmallow interior that she doesn't want anybody to know about.
Yeah.
Just a quick story. We don't know who's cast. And we get an email from our director a week before. I didn't know who was cast anyway. And on the list, I see Amy Van Nostrand's name, who we worked together on 6 Degrees of Separation at the Guthrie, 15 years ago. Yeah. And I screamed like a little girl. and so, like Clary and Weezer are each other's
Laverne and
kind
Shirley. I
right,
mean,
so that it's actually Ames and I getting to do this is like,
it's beautiful.
It's just so fun. Wonderful. It's ridiculous.
More with the Steel Magnolias when we return. Back after this, everybody. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Does Marshall have, friends?
Well, we discussed that. I asked him how he met people. In my day, you could tell by a man's carriage and demeanor which side his bread was buttered on. But in this day and age, who knows? I asked Marshall, how can you tell? And he said, all gay men have track lighting, and all gay men are named Mark, Rick, or Steve.
You're gonna confuse me, Clary.
Well, there we go. It was the 80s. We did like track lighting. Another clip from the movie version of Steel Magnolias featuring a really famous line. There's 8 million to choose from the play and the movie. Welcome back. I'm now joined by the full cast of Steel Magnolias, except for Truvy, playing at the Guthrie in Minneapolis. I thought we would show you this. I thought you'd get a kick out of it. As I said, I love the play more than life itself, more than my luggage. But when I got married, don't show it yet, Leo. When I got married, we thought, we wanted to have a little fun moment for people that knew me, for Kyle. So you know what I did. You know what I did. So all of a sudden, the theme, the score came on from the movie, and our baker rolled down the aisle.
Oh, did you
with
really?
this?
Oh no!
Oh my God!
Bleeding Armadillo Groom's cake. That's right. So that was our wedding cake, a Bleeding Armadillo Groom's cake.
No.
That thing was about 4 feet long, about 3 or 4 feet tall, and it was blood red.
Of course
blood
it
red.
was.
Right, Shelby?
That's right, honey.
And I got to tell you, the end of that story is the assistant for the night at the hotel. This is one of my favorite stories in life. She looked at me at the end of the night. We had hacked into the animal, so it was all it looked bloody in the middle. She looks at me. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. She goes, "Mr. Matheson?" I said, "Yes." She goes, "What would you like me to do to the armadillo?" And I said, "Send it to the room." So yeah, so we had the dead armadillo in the room. So yeah. Anyway. Oh my goodness. Okay, we thought you guys are fun. We're gonna have a little fun with you. Raise your hand. We're gonna play most likely to, or point to a co-star, okay? If it applies to that co-star, here we go. Most likely to have a wedding with the colors blush and bashful. Really?
So, well, listen, I've learned it's in my palette. Thank God.
It is in,
it is
really
in my palette.
Oh, well, there we go. Pink would look good on you as I'm looking. Okay. Who is most likely to be in a very bad mood for 40 years? Sally!
But she is the sweetest thing.
Wow, Sally, they didn't even hesitate.
How irritating is it to play this and people will say to me, well, that's just you.
That's not true.
That's just hard. That is harsh, baby.
Sally.
Not true.
Well, next. Who's most likely to still have clothes from the 80s?
Good question.
Oh.
Nope.
I don't know.
Sally?
Well, they're all butt ugly, though. That is, we are not far enough from the 80s to like that look again.
Yeah.
No. Thank you. Okay. Who is most likely, in a different dimension, to reconnect with an ex, like Weezer?
Oh, definitely. I think that, yeah.
Well, this may have to be a 2-hour special. Let's go on. Really?
Just flirty.
Look at you laugh.
Well,
she's flirty.
You mean in real
Amy's
life?
flirty. Yeah.
Or you mean in the show?
No, I think they mean real life.
I think real life. And I don't mean ex, not necessarily husband, but ex-boy.
Yeah, maybe.
Look, Amy, they didn't even hesitate.
Maybe, you're right.
We'll do one more. Who's the most likely to break during a scene?
Oh, that's not good.
I would say
Maybe.
I don't know. I get to laugh a lot.
Yes, the laughter
I
is
get
a
to
break.
laugh a
It
lot.
is a break.
You got off scot-free in this whole shebang here.
Well, listen, I don't want to. A couple times,
Yes.
I
You have.
almost break or secretly break. I have these very private moments with Sally when I'm about to shampoo her hair.
I have instructions for her every
And
night.
the things she says to me.
Sally.
What? I what?
Sally.
It's all in character, Jason. It's all in it.
It's delicious.
We sadly have to end this. But here's the good thing. You can see them at the Guthrie because it's playing December 15th. Go to GuthrieTheater.org for tickets. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the cast of Steel Magnolias. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this. Back after this, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Favorite episode. Welcome back. Shane's back. She's a Steel Magnolia. Shane and I are like, how do you come back from that? This is
just ended the show.
It's so good, and I want to say thanks to. Look at these T-shirts that they're selling at the Guthrie. So cool. Truvia, Nell, Clarice, Shelby, Melinda, Weezer. You can get that at the Guthrie. Again, placed through the middle of December. Go get your tickets. I saw it on Sunday. You will not regret it. Take your mom or your grandma. We'll be right back, everybody.
And leave your phones in your pocket.
Talking to Shane about the cast of Steel Magnolias, it was very interesting. It wasn't a joke for the show. The actress who played Annelle really didn't want us to play. I mean, she was nice about it. She was like, oh, no, I don't want to hear the clip from the movie. It was fascinating, but think about it. As an actress, you don't want to get another person's performance in your head because you want to make it your own, but it was very interesting. They did not want to see the movie.
Very serious. And I'm proud of you for not going fangirl too hard on that.
I know. I
held it together.
I was telling Shane I wanted to go full fangirl, but I kept it together a little bit because I could literally sit there and recite the whole play to them, but I did not.
We love you.
That's
why
it.
we love you.
It's my favorite. Anyway, oops, I see a hole. Anyway, tomorrow on the show, First line of the play. Pour some eggnog and throw up some tinsel. Producer Ted is reviewing the latest TV Christmas movie. That's right. That and more tomorrow. But right now, if you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.